Hey, you are maybe one of the only people who can get away with trolling me as much as you do.
That's good, man.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
Welcome to an episode of the Sports Genes Into the Lab podcast, where sports analysts and experts dissect the latest news from the NBA and NFL, giving you a unique view on some of the hottest topics around your favorite teams. From the fresh field smells of the NFL to the hardwood courts of the NBA, and possibly your comfy couch for your fantasy football team. Let's see what kind of news the lab is working with today. Here's your host from the Sports Analytics headquarters in San Antonio, Texas, Ernest Silva.
The first live produced show. I am in awe so far. No hiccups, except every hiccup in the book before the show starts. So I'm excited. That's right. Here we go. Season 3, episode blank. We already have a mistake on the screen. That's okay, guys. ITL's famous NFL Week 7 pick'em. That's right. Our pick'em episode. I'm excited. This is episode 9. No big deal. I'd like to formally introduce Orlando Mendoza, the now new producer of Into the Lab, joining the ITL family. Londo, welcome to the family. We're excited to have you. He'll be behind the scenes tonight. Guys, we are the Sports Analytics headquarters in San Antonio, Texas, the Into the Lab movie studio. That's right, the movie studio. We are here to really...
Just going to say, as an earnest man cave.
That is true. It is a fantastic man cave, but we do have a lobby outside, so it is fantastic. It is important.
You can get concessions outside.
There are concessions outside. That is absolutely the on-air sign is on. Steve was here 2 weeks ago. He can't brag about it. Steve has nothing else to talk about tonight for undisclosed reason, except for picks and the man cave. Guys,
Jaylen Brown's having a great game.
Oh yeah,
Jaylen Brown.
Yep.
Celtics Jaylen Brown.
Right. Guys, that you may see some glitches on your screen, but that is not a glitch that you see on your screen. Slowly but surely, that glitch may be appearing on screen. There it is. There's a glitch on screen. That glitch is glitchenergy.com. Glitchenergy.com. User code BCMG for 20% off today. Surprise! Off. That is going up to 25% within the month. It's not there yet, but you should see that shortly. Go buy it. Use our code BCMG. I want to say thank you to everybody who supported us in that first month. We hit our order count. We are officially signed a contract to be sponsored by Glitch Energy. So thank you guys so much. Glitch, new proud sponsor and partner of BCMG. All right, guys. We're going to move on from that, right? I am your host, Ernest Silva, powered by Blue Collar Media Group and Glitch Energy for today's episode. Third place, ain't too bad, 62-32 if you are following along. But I got some guys on here who might be doing just a little bit better than me. And we're going to talk about them right now. Announcer, why don't you bring our people in right? All right. Starting off with us here today, my co-host, you voted him the general. That is right, Steve Reisner.
What's going on, guys? I am here to talk about anything besides baseball. I'm just not going to talk about baseball.
Of course you are. Of course you are. And of course, another person that's joining us, you may have seen that Steve is in 4th place, 60-34. I want to mention that. Guy who is in 1st place joining us. That's right, at Shooters_pod, Kenneth Cotterell.
Thanks for having me.
Always a man of words.
All I got.
Man of words. He leads the pack again. Chase for the ring. Kenny's in 1st, but the man that's nipping at the heels there, the surprise of season 3. That's right. The man in Bali, Indonesia himself, Dre Rogerson.
What's up, fellas? I mean, there's no Minshew Mania to distract me anymore, so that's why I'm at the top now.
Honestly, there's a lot of surprises with Dre in this season, though. He hasn't had one problem with his internet connection. He hasn't been in any weird situations while on the show yet. I mean, I know we're only 6 weeks in, but That's still a long time for Dre. And he's picking, like, he's not just making really bizarre picks all the time.
I think it's because Aaron Rodgers means business, so Dre means business. Is that right, Dre? Do we have that right?
Yeah, kind of. Also, the Astros mean business.
Oh, I don't.
The Astros.
I don't recognize what that is. I don't follow baseball.
All right, Jaylen Brown means business. How's that?
Yeah, Jaylen Brown. Yeah, Jaylen Brown.
The Celtics play tonight. That must be the biggest thing in Boston right now.
I think there's something else going on.
I just figured. Yeah, Jaylen Brown's the headline. Anyways, let's move on.
That's Jaylen Brown.
Guys, we have some fun news to talk about. Round one's going to be all about the news. There's that quirky thing. We're going to talk about NFL news. Round two is going to be our famous NFL pick'em, guys. Right after this, the announcer will ring the bell. All right, that's the bell, and if you heard it, you're absolutely going nuts. I can't say anything else other than that. We don't have a live bell, but we are going to get started here with our first topic. That is the Deshaun Watson news. All right, we got a trade on the table. It's a 3-team trade. Some report it's false. Some report it's right on the money. Deshaun Watson rumored to be going to Miami in a recent trade. Tua actually going to Washington, and undisclosed picks and players going to Houston. Guys, from the outside in, it's a loss for Houston without knowing who's coming back to them. But talk to me. What does this do for you, Watson to Miami?
Well, I mean, first of all, we just have to say that, like, if the Dolphins are making a trade now for Deshaun Watson after tanking to get Tua Tagovailoa and then passing on a guy like Penei Sewell to get weapons for Tua Tagovailoa, to then trade him for a guy that in the last 3 years has 28 wins, 25 losses, and 22 sexual assault accusers. I mean, this is just a bundling by Miami, honestly. Even if you get Watson, you don't know if the dude's going to play. And I mean, like, I would actually love for Tua to go to Washington, because then he can get benched in crunch time for Ryan Fitzpatrick on a second team.
Yes.
I don't think it's a major loss for Houston, honestly. Like, I
think Houston will make out. I think Houston will end up making out.
Yeah, like I think that Houston getting picks back and just kind of ridding themselves of the whole Deshaun Watson off the field situation is a great move for them. Like, even if it's just a few draft picks, like, we know Houston's not winning for a number of years. Like, defense is terrible. They don't have a lot of weapons. They've got a running back carousel of a bunch of washed up guys. Like, so for them, they're really not losing out. Washington, it would be funny to see Tua get benched for Fitzpatrick again. But if Tua hits, then he goes to a team that has a lot of great weapons there, a defense that we thought was going to be good and is actually one of the worst in the NFL this year. And then if you're Miami, I guess you get Deshaun Watson. How many games he's going to play, yet to be determined. Like, I would assume he'll play this year, but once proven guilty, if proven guilty, then that's going to change the entire situation. So they must really not like Tua if they're willing to make this trade, because
I mean, this is like as the biggest admittance of missing on your draft pick that you can do.
But
right?
like, Tua wasn't even that bad last week. Like, he's not the reason why they lost to the Jags last week. Like, what did he throw for? Like 340.
He have a few throws that I'm like, what the hell was that?
He was impressive.
But
yeah,
he threw for 340.
No, he played a good game. But there was a couple of those. There was one throw that was intercepted that I'm like, where were you throwing that to the Jaguars?
But he's also coming off an injury, so to be rusty, come out 340, 2 touchdowns and a pick, like, really not that bad.
As a Mike Gesicki owner, I was perfectly fine with his performance. I mean,
Jalen Waddle owners everywhere that have been watching him get 12 catches.
I now have Mike Gesicki after that game.
Like, congratulations! Yeah. That's a big hit. Yeah. That's a big.
And then now Tua will get traded. So, you know.
Yeah. Cue Logan Thomas. Anybody else? Is he hurt again? I think he's hurt again.
Logan Thomas is hurt again, of course.
Yeah, it's Ricky
Yeah,
Seals.
I had Logan Thomas on that team. I'm having a really tough year in my money league and fantasy.
Oh yeah, you're on the money with that. All right. The other player that's being featured all over the place is Marlon Mack. Where will Marlon Mack go? I don't know at this point. Baltimore makes sense, but they have like every best running back in the past, I don't know, decade on their team that's fallen off the cliff. What team needs? I mean, besides New England, I think New England's kind of the obvious choice for me. Unless you're really sold on Damian Harris. But Steve, weigh in on the New England pick. A lot of people have said New England and Marlon Mack makes sense.
You know, I feel like it does, and I was one of the people that was saying that a couple of weeks ago. After watching Ramondre Stevenson last night, I think they really might try to roll with the younger running backs instead of making a trade for a veteran. I mean, if anything, I just hope they stop giving the ball to Brandon Bolden as fucking much. But you know, I like what they saw out what we saw out of Stevenson last week, and that's probably something that they're going to try to build off before they give up more draft capital.
Didn't Harris have over 100 yards last week?
Yeah, and Harris ran for 100 yards.
I don't get the New England fit. Like, I don't think that they really need him for what they already have there, because I think Harris is a great back. I think he's one of the better up-and-coming backs. Like, the thing is, if you're trading for Marlon Mack, if you're in lose now mode, like, there's really no point in trading for him. So, like, even a situation with Seattle, like, yeah, they have Chris Carson out, but Russell Wilson's also out. So, like, at this point, Seattle's probably already mailing it in this year. So
that's my other thing right now for the Patriots. Yeah, you're 2-4. Does Marlon Mack change your record in the last few games? No.
I mean, if we're talking about teams that have running backs with injury histories, like, the Giants isn't a terrible fit given Saquon's never on the field. It at least gives them that option of, like, because, I mean, yeah, their backup last week didn't look terrible, but, like, the rest of the offense did, and they got absolutely slapped by the Rams. So, I don't know, like, giving up assets for a running back that really doesn't move the needle, like, you're probably not getting much back if you're Indy for Marlon Mack. Like, what would you give up for Marlon Mack? A 6th-round pick? 5th-round pick? Like, and even that, you're kind of hesitant because it's like, well, does he really replace the production of what we currently have?
And by Belichick standards, you're getting rid of the next Tom Brady from Marlon Mack. Am I right?
Apparently.
Yeah, apparently. All right, guys.
I actually like the Browns to go for Mack. I mean, they just lost Hunt as well, so I guess it depends if they win this week with Case Keenum. Or, you know, last week I thought the Chiefs.
I could see that. That's an interesting spot, Jay. I like that. The Browns.
I thought last week the Chiefs could go for Mack, but Williams had a heck of a game, so I don't know about that. But
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked.
Couldn't have given the ball to him
because they could use a 4th washed-up running back. So,
yep.
Give all of them 5 carries a game and just see who runs for 30 yards.
That's what the Ravens do.
Yeah, exactly.
It's working for the Ravens too, honestly.
Davis Mills is the next Lamar Jackson. That's all I'm hearing here.
All right, guys. We like to feature right before we go to our pick. We like to feature our BCMG stream team. You know it holds near and dear to my heart. But let's roll that clip and let's move to round 2.
You can't stop me now. You can't stop me now. You can't stop me now.
Oh! Yo! Flip that!
Oh, that was clutch.
Not gonna hurt. You got a pretty good punch there.
Having a mental breakdown? Fuck no, dude. I'm having a fucking mental breakup.
Breakup.
I see.
My fucking Christ. Those jump scares are fucking insane.
Oh my!
just die? No, someone fucking walked into the room that I was in.
Breaking tradition here. I fell through. I broke my legs. That's what I get for talking crap.
No fucking way! Let's go! Yo, that guy in the heli!
The BCMG Stream Team. That's right. Go check them out on twitch.tv or Facebook Gaming. Go check out their pages. We have Hailstorm, 711, Captain, Punishpool _gaming. And don't forget Raining Rana on Facebook. Guys, go check them out today. We're about to go to round 2. Announcer, let's ring that bell. You might have heard the bell. You've been going a little crazy in the head. We don't have bells on this show, but we're going to go right into Pick'em, primetime Pick'em. In case you're not familiar, let's break it down to you. We're going to go over 5 games in full detail and talk about what you should be betting, money line against the spread, and break down some of the games of the week for you. After that, we're going to go into Fire Round Pick'em, which means we just give you the picks of who's going to win those games. We start this one off Thursday night. That is right. Thursday night. Let's take us over to Cleveland. Those Cleveland Brownies are 3.5-point favorites as of this morning, but with the Case Keenum news, have moved down to 1.5-point favorites. So, guys, I'm going to give you the chance to take the spread at 1.5 against the Denver Broncos, where Teddy Bridgewater is also being listed as questionable and a game-time decision. We'll start this one off with Kenny. Kenny, you're in first place. Start us off right. Who is winning this game?
This is a really interesting one. Cleveland is missing a lot of players. The one player that might come back is Jarvis Landry, which I think would be huge for Case because he doesn't have a lot of weapons outside of that. This one, to me, this is the snoozer of the week. It's Case Keenum versus Teddy Bridgewater. It's a Thursday night game that I think the NFL thought, well, the Browns can go in and they're going to take on a good defense, and now we get Case Keenum. So I'm taking Cleveland still to win the game because I just think Denver's offense is not very good. I think Cleveland's defense will do just enough to win the game. So I would take them to win and cover if we're doing 1.5. I know I'd sent earlier that I would have taken Denver plus 3.5, but at 1.5, I'll take Cleveland.
Beautiful, beautiful. Let's switch over. Steve, who do you have in this game?
I'm going to take Denver to win and cover. The Browns without Nick Chubb or Kareem Hunt or Baker Mayfield, I just really don't know if I can bet on that team. I don't like the Broncos that much this year either, but I'm going to bet on the team that has more of their team intact.
Steve is going with the Broncos. Dre, what does Baldy say?
I mean, Teddy Bridgewater is actually questionable as well, so he might not make it.
Case Keenum, Drew Lock. What a Thursday night!
But Case Keenum
would that make it the snoozer of the week?
Yep. Yeah, of course. But this is the Case Keenum revenge game, so it's not the snoozer of the week yet.
I don't know. Thursday Night Football has lived up to the hype this year, so I'm kind of.
That's true. Thursday Night Football has been good this year somehow.
Somehow, some way, it has been really good.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with the home team. Whatever, Browns.
Dre's going with the Browns in this one. You guys might not know this, even though there's a ton of backups playing. Case Keenum played U of H. I got to go with the Browns in this one. Browns all the way. I mean, just Case Keenum's gonna air the ball out. I mean, that's all you need to know is that it's a U of H guy.
I should have known.
It's an easy pick for me. But I
that should have clicked to me immediately earlier. Oh yeah, Ernest is taking Cleveland because Case Keenum's fucking playing.
I'm really sorry it didn't, Steve. It might change your pick in the future. But yep, that's it for me on that one. Let's move on to the next game, which No Sunday morning game. You get to sleep in. That takes us right to Baltimore.
I'm still going to be up at 7.
That's right. That wonderful intro. The Ravens -6 at home against those surging Cincinnati Bengals. I am very intrigued by this game. I'm going to start this one off with second place in Bali. Dre, what do you have for this game?
You know, I really like Joe Burrow's game this year. He's been playing lights out, especially the last couple of weeks. But Baltimore, you know, something's cooking in the air. They've been playing really, really well. Actually, the defense has kind of stepped up as of late. I think I will take Baltimore at home, but it might be closer than -6 just because maybe Burrow throws in a couple of a touchdown, you know, maybe with like a minute left or something, and it's just like a 2-point game. So I'm taking Baltimore, but they don't cover.
Perfect. I think Baltimore established its dominance last week and showed what kind of team they are. Although Cincinnati has been playing great, I'm taking Baltimore to win this game and win it handedly. Cincinnati will probably start to cover towards the end. I think Baltimore ends up winning by double digits in this divisional matchup. Give me Baltimore to win at home and cover that spread. Kenny, what do you have for this game?
I've got Baltimore winning but not covering. Cincinnati, their run defense is actually one of the better ones in the NFL, which Bengals in defense being good is something I'd never thought I would hear myself say, but they've actually been really good against the run. They're 8th in the NFL. So I think they'll slow down Lamar a considerable amount, especially due to the fact that he really doesn't have a running back. Like, he's their running back right now. So I do think that they're going to win at home, though. A bit more of a high-scoring game than people think. Like, I'd go 28-24 range, but I got Baltimore winning, not covering.
Perfect. I will tell you this right now, guys. We have a BCMG guarantee alert coming up here. Steve, who do you have in this game?
I wish I didn't send you my picks earlier already.
Say it, Steve.
I had the same as the Canadian and the kid in Indonesia there. I got the Ravens winning this, but not covering this. I can't count that. The Ravens are rolling right now, but I don't like that -6.
Baltimore money line, lock it into our parlay ticket. BCMG guarantee. Ravens money line. Kenny's all smiles. We're all smiles. We are pushing it. Angela joining the stream here. Hashtag BCMG. We love you, part of the family. One of our valuable stream team members. Our first guarantee, BCMG guarantee, Baltimore Ravens money line. Let's take us to our next game, which for us is the game of the week. We love energy, passion, and family. That's right. Let's head over to Los Angeles. Those Los Angeles Rams get to play against the Detroit Lions, 14.5-point favorite. Somebody sound the alarm. Do we have a whooping ahead? But it is a reunion between Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford and their old booze, as Stafford plays against the Lions for the first time and Goff plays against the Rams for the first time. Guys, let's start this one off right. Steve, who do you have in this game, and do the Rams cover?
I got the Rams winning this, obviously, because I am. I watch football. I know what football is. But I just everyone knows I don't do double-digit spreads, and 14.5 is just way too high for my liking. I can't play a 14.5. I'm gonna count on a little bit of garbage time, especially with. I know it's Jared Goff is probably gonna want to put a touchdown in there at the last minute when all the backups are out. Backups are in, I mean. So I'm taking the Rams. They're going to win by 12, 13, probably even 14 points. but I'm not taking 14.5.
You heard it here first, folks. Steve Reisner says they may win by 12, 13, maybe even 14 points, but not the extra half. You put that shit back.
I'm not playing that
14
half a
points
point.
is the limit.
It's a fucking trap. It's a
Taking
fucking
the
trap.
Rams to win the game and not cover. Kenny, what about you? How do you see this game?
Yeah, I gotta agree with Steve on this one. Like, the thing is, I don't think this game is ever going to be in doubt. Like, the Rams are going to go up by 2, 3, maybe even 4 scores, much like they did against the Giants this past week. But that backdoor cover is concerning because Dan Campbell's going to play until the very last second, and they've done it continually this year. Like, last week I had a Swift anytime TD, and he scored this garbage time, like, last-minute touchdown that really had no bearing on the outcome. But
if there's one thing Dan Campbell has done this year, it's kill spreads.
Yeah, and so, like, we even saw it against San Fran. Like, San Fran jumps up major scores, and then they just kind of laid off, and, you know, it turns into an 8-point win. And while I think the Rams are much better, I just think the Lions will get that late TD or two that'll just squeak them in. If it was minus 13.5, I would take the Rams to cover that, but I do think it's going to be, like, 35-21.
Doesn't 14.5 feel like a trap?
It does. Like, I would never take a 2-touchdown spread. Like, and that's including the Jets last year. Like, and I think Detroit. Also, let's not forget the fact that Dan Campbell called out Jared Goff at the end of the game, basically saying that he needed more fight from him. I think Goff is going to be a little bit pissed off that his coach kind of tried to light a fire under his ass, and he'll actually play like a competent quarterback. Not a great one, but a competent one.
Yeah, you only say that, Kenny, because Steve said not 12, 13, or 14,
I
but
know.
the extra half. I know why you picked it.
I had to go with Steve because, you know, he's the one that I lean on in these sorts of situations.
That makes sense.
Yep, he's the expert.
I've done it all year. You know, my appearances on the show, I've just stuck with Steve.
Is Steve on? Yes, I'm in tonight. It's Dre.
Well, so far I've got the same 2 picks as Kenny, so I'm gonna go Rams, and they win by 20 points. So I got to do something different.
Dre playing against the spread for this pick. He's taking the Rams to win and cover, guys.
Dre's playing against the Kenny spread.
Oh,
it's not
God.
even the game spread. It's the Kenny spread.
Warm it up. That's right. It's a BCMG guarantee.
Is this why Ernest put this game on here? He's just looking for automatic money lines. Like,
you know what I just watched yesterday too, Ernest?
To win this game.
Rams will win this game and not cover, I believe, in the 12, 13, 14 Steve dilemma he has going on. But that means Baltimore money line and Rams money line. Couple of parlay picks here to get you an extra 50 cents into the bank. But we're going to move on and take our talents over to our next game, which is the Sunday night football matchup in San Fran. Can't we just get a shout out to Mark Guajardo? It's Rated Merc. I love those intros there for the primetime pick. He did a good job with those. Kind of reminds me of Draft Day. Guys, 49ers.
Wasn't a fan of that movie. I like Mark, but wasn't a fan of the movie Draft Day.
Because you never finished it. You never know if they got Bo or not. That's the problem with you, Steve, on that movie.
Oh, yeah. Did I not finish that last 10
minutes? You didn't
minutes?
finish. Anyway, San Francisco 3.5-point favorites against the Indianapolis Colts, a team who's very good against the run and a team that loves to run. This is going to be a very interesting matchup. Guys, I am taking San Francisco to win this game. I'm also taking them to cover this game as well. I do like San Francisco on at home playing against a team off their bye week. Indianapolis obviously came off of a walloping against Houston, but give it an extra week of preparation for is Jimmy G back? No, right?
He's questionable.
Okay, so give it another week for the rookie quarterback to get some more playbook references, get him souped up, and I think this is a huge Deebo Samuel week. So I'm taking the Niners to win this game and cover. Kenny, you look like you're ready.
I'm rolling with the Colts this week with both Lance and Jimmy G questionable. I don't think they're going to be at 100% this week. I don't think Indy's as bad as people think they are. Like Carson Wentz has actually played pretty well this season. which I never also thought I'd hear myself say. I think I'm in an alternate reality at this point, but I'm going to take the Colts to win this game on the road. I think it's a win that will kind of put the AFC more so on notice that, like, hey, the Colts aren't that bad.
Not a fan of the pick, but respect the man. Dre, how do you feel about that?
You know, I have to take the Niners, but Trey Lance is probably out. And if Jimmy can't go, then I don't even know who the next quarterback is. I do like the Niners at home, and I wanted to take the Colts, but I do have to go opposite of the Kenny spread. So I'm just going to say that Carson Wentz throws an interception in the last minute of the game, and the Niners win by 4.
I do want to say this. There is no third quarterback on the roster. So if they're both out, guys, they are not making any attempt to make a fourth quarterback available or a third quarterback available. Steve, how do you see it?
I hate that. Like, I agree with Dre and with Kenny at the same time. This is Kenny. I think you're right. We might be living in an alternate universe this year. So I do think the Niners win and cover this game, assuming that they have an active quarterback. But I agree with Kenny. Carson Wentz has played pretty good the last 2 weeks. I can't stand that guy because obvious reasons. But he's been throwing the ball very well the last 2 weeks. So I don't think the Colts are as bad as they're being given credit for either.
Well,
I'm not taking them to cover this.
I do want to say this. Ever since Sam Ehlinger got healthy, I mean, Carson's just played on a whole nother level. I don't think it's a coincidence.
How does he do it?
Hey, don't worry. They released Jacob Eason, so like Ellinger's the guy. Like he's the guy. That's
we're joking about it, right? But Eason may be the starting quarterback of San Francisco come Sunday night. I mean, it's not a joke here. At this point, it might actually be happening.
If Cam Newton's under center, I'm going to be upset.
Oh God, I don't even want to talk about that. I want to do a quick shout out to somebody who's always been a great supporter of the show. Shout out to Denise Nuncio. That's right, Cowboys for Life. They're doing it. We're just gonna plug that right in there because you're absolutely right. 5 straight. We're taking a break this week. We'll be back next week. Shout out to you for bringing that out. Appreciate it. Much love back. All right, guys, let's move on to the final prime time
Amari
pickup.
Cooper's on a bye.
Yeah, sorry about that, Steve. That's right. We are taking our talents where, guys? Where is Sunday night at? That's right, Seattle. I was taking note on all the guys on that video that aren't playing that this Monday night. There's quite a bit of them. That sucks, man. Seahawks versus Saints. Saints 5-point favorites on the road. Is anybody riding Seattle? We're just gonna zoom right through this.
Saints.
No, I gotta stick with New Orleans. Like, I will say this much though, that I won't be shocked if Geno Smith keeps this game close with Jameis Winston. Like, if we get the good Jameis, it's going to be like a 4-touchdown win. We get the bad Jameis, and it's an ugly Monday night game.
Yep, these primetime games.
I mean, I do think it's going to be a little bit of an ugly Monday night game. No matter what. Ernest, I mistyped that earlier, sending you my picks. I got the Saints.
I knew what you meant. You sent me Seattle, but I knew you meant New Orleans. That's all right. New Orleans Saints to cover 5, guys. Anybody against that?
Yeah, I think Seattle covers that.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, so
just
like
a field goal win where like New Orleans wins and then they all celebrate like they just won this massive game when it's like it's Geno Smith. Like, you should win this game, and the fact you only win it by a field goal is alarming.
But just so clarification, Steve, are you taking money line as well?
Yeah, I'll take the money line.
Dre, are you money lining or are you taking the spread?
Money line.
All right, I am taking the spread. I think New Orleans.
I don't like this.
I think New Orleans.
I don't like this. So Dre and Kenny are money lining.
That is
So I'm going spread.
that is classic. That's what the show's about.
funny.
All right, so Dre and Kenny go New Orleans not to cover. Steve and I go New Orleans to cover. Andrew did select New Orleans to win this game and cover. I forgot Andrew already sent his picks, so I'll just give you his picks from here on out. Guys, that is it for Primetime Pick'em. That zooms us right into the fire round where we give you two team names that are playing this week, who's home and who's going to win. It is fire round. Let's go first off to that's right, Tennessee and Kansas City. Who wins in this matchup? Steve, your favorite two teams?
Wait, I actually do love Tennessee right now, beating the Buffalo Bills. Mike Vrabel keeping the AFC East dream alive, just like the old days. But yeah, I get the Chiefs to win this game. They after looking really sloppy, they showed out last night. Last week they came back, won that game handedly. I think that might have been the turning point for the Chiefs. So and the Titans are probably still focused on beating Buffalo last week. They might have won their Super Bowl.
Perfect. I'm taking Kansas City to win this game. Kenny, you're on the clock.
I'm taking Kansas City to win this game. As Steve said, they won their Super Bowl last week. Although if the Titans do win this game, that kind of puts the entire AFC on notice, knocking off Buffalo and Kansas City back-to-back weeks. I just don't think it'll happen. As bad as Kansas City's defense is,
if the Titans win this game, they are my second favorite team in the NFL.
Oh my gosh, Dre.
Henry, 86 yards, 2 touchdowns. Titans win.
I fully expected you to say Derrick Henry, 156 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a Kansas City win, but you didn't go that direction. Dre with the upset, VCMG, guaranteed
Dre's
pick
full of surprises.
on this one. Dre goes Tennessee, and Andrew goes Kansas City in this matchup. Andrew goes Kansas City. So 4-1 there for sports scientists. Kansas City seems to be a favored pick on ITO, but Dre has had the hot picks the last 2 weeks, so keep that in mind. Let's move over to Miami, where Miami will be facing against those Falcons. I almost said Dolphins. Miami Dolphins versus the Atlanta Falcons. Miami making the trip back from over the pond. Guys, Tua looked pretty darn good in his return. Matt Ryan now comes back with Calvin Ridley, maybe. Jade looks like he's opting the snoozer of the week. I am taking the Falcons to win this game. Matter of fact, if you're playing spread, I don't trust a London return team the following week. So I take the spread. Falcons win this and win it handedly. Kenny. Oh, we got our first mute of the night. That's our first mute over-under of the mute is 3. It is 3. That is 1 on Kenny Cotterell. Kenny, who do you have in this game?
Saying I can't believe, and now I have to say it again. I can't believe I have to. I'm taking Miami to win.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Miami gets a nod from Kenny. Dre, what is this to you?
Snoozer of the week. Nobody cares. Whatever. I don't know. Cordell Patterson, 2 touchdowns. Falcons win. Whatever.
Darrell Patterson, 2 touchdowns, 150 yards, and a Falcons win is what Dre says. That's 4-1. Andrew picks the Falcons to win as well. Kenny, the lone one on this game. We go to New England, where New England suffered a very heartbreaking loss to those Dallas Cowboys of last week in overtime. CeeDee Lamb waved goodbye to New England as he crossed the pylon. And so
you didn't even take my pick for the Dolphins game.
Oh,
dude.
Sorry. I already had it. That's why. Who do you pick, Steve?
I had a good line there too, but I'm taking the fucking Falcons. Whatever. I had something funny to say.
Sorry, Steve. How about you say something funny on this one? You're looking forward to this game. This is a rivalry game for you. Patriots, Jets. Who do you got?
What's your favorite team?
I got the Patriots. And the Jets will beat themselves, and we don't really have to do anything because we're playing the Jets. It's my 2 favorite weeks of the season, the 2 Jets weeks, because you just get to see how bad the Jets are, and yeah, it's a good time.
All right. So Steve, over under 14.5 ghosts for what are they calling him? Broadway Joe, the new Broadway Joe.
I mean, we have to think about this. When Sam Darnold saw the ghost, in New England. Kyle Van Noy, Donta Hightower, and Jamie Collins were all playing linebacker on the Patriots. Well, Jamie Collins wasn't there the last time Zach Collins was playing the Patriots, and he threw 4 picks, and now he might actually see ghosts because Collins is back. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, this could be a Zach Wilson 5-6 interception game.
Breaking news: Steve says there will be 5 ghosts and 5 interceptions on the field. Dre, who do you have in this game?
I have no clue what Steve just said about the ghosts, but
Dre, do you ever even listen to what I'm saying?
What? But I would actually, for the first time ever, will say something that Steve will like. I agree with Zach Wilson throwing maybe 5 interceptions. So, yeah.
There you go. Wilson throws 5 picks, unanimous so far. If you're going to take that, plug it into your parlay. I have this weird feeling Kenny goes Jets.
No, I go New England.
Wow.
If I'm gonna give Davis a hard time last year for losing Pick'em by taking the Jets, I'd be a hypocrite if I went and picked him this week. So give me New England.
All right, I am taking New England to win this game as well handedly. I have the New England defense everywhere I can find them in fantasy football. That is right, Dre. Light it up. Get it going. That's a BCMG guarantee. And Steve's all about this one. The most enthusiastic one. The most enthusiastic one from Kenny, and I'm going to take that.
Actually, yeah, I'm
at the Patriots money line to your parlay ticket. That's Baltimore Ravens money line, Los Angeles Rams money line, New Orleans money line, and now New England money line. And that takes
one of those teams is going to fuck
us. And
that
pays out at plus 100, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's right. So far, we're making $1, but it's $1 you didn't have yesterday. Let's go on to New York. New York Giants are taking on the Carolina Panthers in a game that nobody probably watched, but for fantasy implications, has it on the red zone station, so you can go see how many times the Panthers get in. Guys, I have Carolina, and it's not close to me unless Saquon really is back, and even then, I'm not sure if it's going to be close. Carolina's the pick for me. Dre?
I don't know if this has ever happened before, but we're going to have 2 snoozers. Carolina.
This fucking kid.
Carolina. Bye.
Carolina's the pick. I was waiting for it. Carolina. Steve?
I get Carolina. Just, I don't know. I'm not going to bet on the Giants. That's about it.
Carolina is the pick for Steve, the General Riser. We had breaking news come across our screen there before we start winding up that light. RJ Barrett is a bad man, guys. He is going on a tear. New York 5-point lead there against Boston. All right, Kenny, final pick for the Carolina-New York game.
That was such an unnecessary shot at Steve there.
Like, that was so unnecessary, dude. I thought Davis wasn't here.
The fact that Carolina is only -3, like they hate the Carolina without CMC, but I hate the Giants with Saquon and Daniel Jones, so I'll take the Panthers.
That's right, guys. We have a BCMG guarantee. Carolina with the guarantee. Come on, Steve. Come on,
There's
Steve.
So many bad
I'm
games
looking at a box score. Hold on, dude.
Oh, I'm sorry. Carolina money line for all of you comes into play here. Guys, Carolina is favored by 3 points. If you're a betting person, are you telling them to take the spread?
I would take the spread in this, yeah.
I would take the spread, yeah.
So let's put it on there. Carolina -3 onto the parlay. I'm going to make an exception for this game because it's pretty one-sided in my humble opinion. All right, Green Bay versus the Washington football team. That football team's so anonymous, you don't even know what name it is. Kenny, who are you taking in this game?
As long as Mason Crosby doesn't have a stroke again, then they should win this game easily by a ton of points. So give me Green Bay to win and cover.
Green Bay to win and cover in this game. Dre Rogers, show us that fandom.
Oh, no. I thought Dre and I would be divided on this game.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Green Bay to win and cover is my bet for Dre Rogers. That takes us to Steve.
Yeah, Green Bay. Win and cover.
It is Green Bay all the way. Guys, the spread is 9.5. Is that too large for some of you?
I've got 8.5 on mine.
Let's just call it 8.5 then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lock it in. Lock it in.
I'll take 8.5.
All right, guys. 14. You know what that means.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh, yes, that's right. Green Bay minus 8.5. Circle the wagons. Woo! Because the Bills aren't playing this week. So you have to say it at least one time. Why you guys look so enthusiastic about that one? You guys are a little upset there? Is that the new thing? Is that a golf woo?
Yeah, I'm just not excited.
No, but actually this could turn into a good stretch for my left wrist. Like before I go back to work, is doing this BCMG guarantee thing.
I'm just watching the Braves.
Nah, it doesn't work as good.
Well, there's shots fired by my producer. Thanks a lot, Londa. I really appreciate you about that one.
Thanks, buddy.
Not gonna be a fantastic season. Not gonna be a fantastic season.
We still need to have a little chat line though, but
all right, we move on.
Step in the right direction.
To Steve's second favorite team. That's right, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are welcoming.
Who said they were my second favorite team?
Is anybody picking the Bears in this game?
They're going to win, but they're not going to cover 12.5.
I ain't taking no 12.5 fucking spread.
Tampa Bay money line seems to be the unanimous pick here, and that is another BCMG guarantee.
Another 10 cents to the parlay.
Wow, you guys, you got to get more hype for this, guys. We do this once a week. Thank you, Dre. Thank you. We do this once a week.
I'm gonna hurt myself doing that.
I will tell you this. Denise says 8.5. Really, that is funny. Yeah, Green Bay's gonna annihilate them, and let's ask the ghost. That's funny. All right, guys. So Buccaneers to win this across the board. Let's go to another game that I don't even know why we're talking about it. Cardinals Texans in Arizona. I think this spread is actually massive. Spread is 17.5 for Arizona. You've already said you don't take double-digit spreads, but guys, anybody not taking that spread?
I'm not taking that spread.
Yeah, I'd play 17.
I'd take it with
17.5 is a trap.
Dre says he'd take it with minus 21. It is going to be an annihilation. Arizona's going to go.
I don't know. Kyler's banged up still. I don't think
48 to 10.
I mean, I wouldn't hate that. I own Kyler and D-Hop in fantasy. That'd be fun.
Oh no, they don't play past halftime. It's going to be 35.
It's gonna be a James Conner game. So
Arizona all the way. Arizona money line is what we're going to add to that parlay ticket. That's right. Arizona money line added on their BCMG guarantee. That is right. The BCMG guarantee. Kenny not even paying attention. I'm going to cry. Okay, we're going to move on. Las Vegas Raiders, final game of our pick'em. Las Vegas Raiders against the Philadelphia somebodies. Eagles, I think is what they call themselves nowadays. All right, guys. Big game here. David Carr going to continue his dominance as John Gruden has left the building. Let's go around the room. Let's start with first place. Kenny, who do you have in this game?
Yeah, I'm in an alternate universe. Philly wins.
Wow. Kenny going with the upset here on the road in Vegas with Philadelphia pick. Dre.
I was going to take Philadelphia, but now I got to go the opposite way.
I don't like this changing of picks.
Dre going with Vegas at home. I am going with Vegas at home as well. Steve.
Oh, this sucks because now
you have to pick one.
Now that Dre changed his pick, my pick agrees with Dre. So the only way to not agree with Dre would be to agree with Kenny.
Genius.
So now I have to decide.
How'd you decipher that one, Steve?
that to me is not a guarantee.
I'm gonna have to stick with my original pick.
He's going Vegas.
Agree with Dre.
Wow.
Me
too.
Can you repeat that again?
No.
Can you say that
no,
again?
and we're also not releasing that part in the audio.
I am definitely clipping that.
You are just blanking that.
All right, everybody.
Producer, where's your job doing putting that announcement down there?
All right, guys, we are tallying up that parlay. That ends our Pick'em segment. ITL's famous NFL Pick'em is done. Let's go over our picks together as a team. The BCMG guarantee. Let's put on the light show. Why not? We can go over it all together. As our producer tallies up that parlay ticket and what that's going to pay out. Baltimore money line, Los Angeles Rams money line, New Orleans money line, New England money line, Carolina Panthers -3, the Green Bay Packers -8.5, Tampa Bay money line, and Arizona money line. Those are a lot of
and
picks.
Zach Wilson, 5 interceptions.
If we can add that in there, let's add that in there. And Dre, what was this segment brought to? Who was this segment brought to us by?
Taquito Express, baby. $7.99, all you can eat tacos.
I love how Dre is their spokesperson. He's the one of us who's never even been there.
Oh,
cool.
As the producer gets that together, we're gonna stop the BCMG guarantee ticket. I do want to say, as you can see on the bottom of our screen, we'd like to thank all of our sponsors and Glitch Energy and Cinchinault Gaming. Producer doesn't know what's going on. That's okay, guys. You'll see it on our posting what that parlay ticket is worth. That is perfectly fine. It's okay. It all starts somewhere. I am excited about that. But let's go ahead and do our sign-offs as I help Londo get that together. Dre, tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me on Astros Baseball making it to the World Series. That's where you can find me.
Oh man, one game away. We better hope they finish it off in Houston with all the shit talking you're doing to Steve. All right, Steve, tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me at Reisner _Steven on Twitter, and 11 a.m. Eastern time during the NFL season, talking some football on the Blue Collar Media Group channels.
Beautiful.
Where I don't talk baseball.
Yep, that is very true.
Not into baseball.
Yep, not at all. There's not even a team in Boston, I don't think. Kenny.
You can follow me at shooters_pod on all social platforms. Thanks for having me.
I absolutely love the enthusiasm and energy Kenny
Bye,
brings.
Kenny.
Guys, of course, I'm your host, Ernest Doc East
I do love saying
Silva,
bye to Kenny.
over here in San Antonio, Texas, the Sports Analytic Headquarters, Intolab Movie Studio. And thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to all of you who support the show. And thank you to the anonymous donor of a massive donation to the show. I see you, whoever it was. One day we're gonna find out who you are. Thank you so much. We appreciate you guys. Over 700 downloads last week, and we had over 700 y'all watching live. We appreciate you guys for being a part of the magical moments we have on ITL. Big time's coming, though, and we have a lot of live events for next year. So keep a lookout. BCMG, ITL out. Thank you, guys. Good luck this week to all your teams who are playing. For all of us that are sitting down, how about them Cowboys? Have a good night.